Alright guys, welcome back to Legends of Evil, where I talk about villains from books, TV, video games, and every other genre outside of comics, because they need love too. And today I'm going to talk about a Transformer villain, another Decepticon. I'm going to be talking about one that didn't really get a lot of love until the Headmaster series, and that villain is Sixshot. Now, Sixshot is, of course, a Decepticon. He became pretty much one of the top lieutenants, depending on the dubbing. He is a solo Transformer assault group, or STAG. He is a one-robot army, more or less. Unlike most Transformers, who can only have one form, or in some cases, like Blitzwing and Astro Train, have two forms. Well, they're triple changers. Sixshot has an abnormality. He has the ability to change into 6 transformations. He has 6 different forms. He has his robot mode, he has his wolf mode, he has his plane mode, he has his gun mode, he has so many other... I can't even remember all the modes. And he also has a 7th form, the Winged Wolf, which is a combination of all of his forms together. The Sixshot first appeared in the original Transformers series during the events of, Rodimus and all that. He was more or less in charge of battling against the aerial bots and fighting and defeating the aerial bots. And he also was but however, the last time he was seen was fighting Fortress Maximus at the end of the season of basically the Transformers series. It's also kind of weird. Let me bring this up right now. In the animated commercials, it says that Sixshot is the father of the Autobot Quick Switch, which doesn't make any sense because they never acknowledged that in the show. It was only in the animated commercials. So is that counted canon or not? I don't know. But anyway, even though Sixshot in the US wasn't really big, he wasn't really a used character, which you'd think he'd have a bigger role because he's the only Transformer that has 6 different modes, technically 7 different modes, and he basically took out the aerial bots really quick. So you'd think he'd be bigger, right? Wrong. It wasn't until the Transformer G1 series Headmasters came out that he got a bigger role. He played a major role in, of course, like I said, Headmasters. And Sixshot in there is characterized as a ninja, and he has several different new forms. He basically has he has new abilities, like he can cloak himself, he can do like a jutsu type thing that makes him take on like a camouflage, and he's also capable of using holographic disguises, like I said. So they really played up the ninja idea, and it's kind of funny. If you look at the dubbing, they say he's a ninja consultant. I have no idea what the hell that is. What is a ninja consultant? Is it a ninja who consults people, or is it a consultant that is a ninja? I don't know why why you do this dubbing. Anyway, so he became a higher-ranking member. Sixshot became a higher-ranking member of the Decepticons, usually with in aid to both Galvatron and Scorponok, or most of you guys would know him also as Zarek. And in here, he became more of a threat. He was in charge of a lot of ground and aerial assaults in the Decepticon army in their battle with the Autobots during the Japanese series. But what he's most famous for was finally ending his longtime rivalry with Ultra Magnus in a battle to the death. He basically, this guy killed Ultra Magnus. And it wasn't like in other Transformer fights where it's like, oh, they both died in a heroic battle. No, he straight up killed Ultra Magnus in a fight after their longtime rivalry. And he really enjoyed himself. He was really proud that he got to kill Ultra Magnus. He also had his own group of soldiers known as the Destrons. The Destrons were a highly trained group of Decepticons. It also had, I believe, the Combaticons in that group. So when you got Bruticus on your side, you ain't going nowhere. He also was in charge of several other Decepticon missions, like Energon raids and things like that. Sixshot was a dangerous opponent. I mean, he was also a great martial artist, and I don't understand why it wasn't until Headmasters that they really. I know that Transformers is used to sell toys and stuff like that, but in the animated show, you'd think he would have been a bigger threat. You'd think he would have been used more, and that's the thing. He hasn't been really He hasn't been necessarily used in any other. I mean, the name has been used in some of the other animated show, but it was never really. He was never really used in other. Well, I think a version of him was used in Super God Master Force, but I never really watched Super God Master Force. That is a big name, by the way. But he was never really utilized in any other Transformers shows. I mean, yeah, the name was used in, I think, Cybertron, a version of him, but it was never really the real Sixshot. It was just Decepticon with a different name. And it looked more like Shockwave now that I think about it, that Sixshot. But he was never really. That kind of bothers me too, because you'd think a lot of Transformers shows would use him more, because it's a guy who has technically 7 different forms. You'd think he'd be in like a majority of Transformer rebooted shows, like animated and stuff like that. I think they referenced him in one animated episode. Now that I think about it, but still. It's kind of a crime that he was more used in the. He was used more in the IDW comics during the story Devastation, where he played he was regarded as one of the most powerful Transformers within good reason. He was also responsible for beating the almighty hell out of a lot of the Autobots in that story arc, and he was teamed up a lot with Galvatron. Now, for those who don't know, in the IDW comics, Galvatron and Megatron are 2 different people. So Sixshot was very loyal to Galvatron, and those 2 made a very dangerous combination. But anyway, yeah, not much else I can say about Sixshot other than he's a real threat, and I kind of wish he was used more. But anyway, I would go into more, but as always with these these Legends of Evil spotlights, I just talk about the cliff notes for Legends of Evil. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been a while since I've done a Transformer one. I don't think I haven't done a Transformer one since Soundwave, I believe, or no, it was Beast Wars Megatron. Now I remember. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later.